Welcome to my channel and welcome to the video about my finished December works, like final video of the year. I hope that you had amazing Christmas and New Year holidays. And the whole December I tried to color mostly Christmas pictures because I have so many lovely Christmas pictures and time for them is so limited. Let's start from small books. Here I have jolly Ukrainian coloring book, where probably pictures not exactly my piece of cake, but I really enjoy working on this watercolor paper with very nice thickness, very nice texture. And here, when you work with watercolors or with ink pens, you can feel difference between working on simple paper in coloring books and on real watercolor paper. Here I did elf. Black background was already pre-printed. To make it more festive, I added dots, sprinkling it with silver and golden metal watercolors. Mostly I colored it her with ink pens. On the wings I tried to add pearl and metallic watercolors to make them more shiny, and body I did with also water-soluble pencils but with more pastel colors. I have special set of Czech pencils. It's Kohinoor Mondeluz special set for portraits, perfect here. Most of all, I'm proud here of the Christmas bubble. Not from the first attempt I managed to show at least some highlight and shadow here. I did first layer, I wasn't happy, then after it dried I tried to intensify shadow. Now I hope that it looks really like shiny glass bubble. Another book where I very easily, very quickly did page and I was totally happy with it. That's Winter Witch Essentials. In the book we have such pictures, such collages for all seasons, and for me winter was the best. So I divided all elements into color groups. You can see that I have this dark blue violet, then this wine red, and of course a lot of orange, brown colors. So it was quite easy and simple to color it. Even the background, which I did with one color of alcohol marker, it was okay. I added some slightly bigger stars to mask areas where I wasn't happy how my marker behaved. So I think that it's lovely. Here are my favorite element. It's the tea kettle. I also love this winter spell book, even if my Posca turned from white into purple, but that's normal. And I do love the cauldron. Well, a lovely page, very beautiful clock. I enjoyed doing the folds on the fabric. So, as usual, when I do one successful page here, I think that maybe I need to start another one. I have already so many finished pictures. I need to do some progress in the book. I start something. I selected page where there is no empty background, which is the most challenging part, but still I managed almost to mess up with the curtains. I don't know why something went wrong. Maybe I selected wrong colors of markers. Then I didn't manage to do nice shading on them to show folds on the fabric, so I had to cover nice rows which was on the original drawing. But apart from it, I think that it's lovely. It's cozy morning, and for me indeed it's a good representation how it could be the nice start of the winter mornings when you don't need to rush to go to work. You can enjoy your first cup of tea, maybe coffee, maybe even cocoa. So definitely nice breakfast here, very cozy and very lovely cat. It's always fun to imagine new colors for the girls. I try to put them into matching outfits, some color changes, but something matching. I color them in such a way for each page, and a lot of interesting things on the shelves. So even if I was afraid during this coloring that because of not very successful curtains I can mess it up. Well, it went not so bad. And yes, I'm proud of 2 more pictures here. I think that I will do short break and then I will continue my struggle. It's like my personal challenge to color in this book despite all the problems with the paper. Now let's move to Matchstick Mouse. This lovely book waited for its time for a year. I usually color it only in December, so in Christmas book I did this coloring picture. It was my first selection when I grabbed the book from the shelf. Mouse doing handmade postcards, it's so lovely. Here I again used Prismacolors for the mouse, but I also added Arctics from time to time because they work quite well on the paper. They help me to do backgrounds. They have nice wooden colors, good beige color palette, so I love to mix pencils here. I also have winter book, but there we have not Christmas related winter activities, so I decided that winter I will do in January and February. Next one is with nativity scene, and I wanted to do it since the moment when I got the book. I don't know. Now I'm a little bit unsure about color which I selected for the wall. Usually I prefer to select natural color palette inside of the mouse house. I think that we mostly have some airs colors, maybe a little bit of blue, a little bit of green, beige, brown colors. And well, of course I tried to attract more attention to the nativity. That's why I used quite intense brown here and vibrant colors for the clothes. Well, lovely, and I enjoyed it. Another one where I combined Arctics and Prismacolors, and honestly I mostly enjoyed doing the door. Yes, Mouse is lovely, I do love her apron, I absolutely love the whole composition with the cookies and also carrot for the reindeer. Very sweet as all pictures by Morgan O'Brien, but as a coloring I enjoyed doing the rest and this wooden texture on the door. And finally, this unwrapping presents, opening gifts. Yes, another one where I wasn't very sure, I wasn't sure about color which I selected for the floor and walls. This time I decided that maybe I need something new, so I added blue and gray lavender everywhere. Here I especially love the beetle. I think that it has amazing present and it's very curious what's inside the box for the Matchstick Mouse. Another unlucky book which I also color mostly only in December, it's North Pole Elves. Cute, simple, and I think that maybe I need to continue doing pictures here in January, because there are many pictures which are not related to Christmas, just some winter fun of the elves family. And in December I did page with small owlets. I think that background which I did with peacock blue and indigo in the throne, it created good contrast to the color of the bark and color of the leaves. Again, it's the biggest fun for me to select colors for their coats. Each time I try to decide what I want to use for the fur trim, for the coat, for the gloves. And here they are delivering presents to the bunny family. Bunnies are also very cute. Perfect pictures if you need to relax and have some fun, and if you want to smile when you color. Now, country kitchen charm. I planned to do 2 pictures, but in the end of the month I was a little bit tired of all those Christmas trees, snowmen, so I decided that maybe for me it would be a nice opportunity to do such collage page. Mostly I prefer to color normal kitchen pictures here, and there are several collages which I still need to color if I want to finish the whole book. And surprisingly, I enjoyed doing this one. It's mostly Prismacolors and also a marker for the background. It's such a big difference to work with marker on this paper and in Usiku. Here I think that very similar blue color, and I managed to do background quickly without any visible traces of marker strokes in witches. It was a little bit of struggle, but doesn't matter. What does matter is that I enjoy coloring yummy things. I love to invent different color combos of Prismacolor pencils for the cream, for the baked goods, for different types of waffles, of the cupcakes, for the gingerbread, for the ice cream cone. Well, lovely, easy. I had doubts, do I need to mask lines, or maybe the best thing here is that the drawing is quite realistic, but lines in this book, they are extremely thick. If I compare this book with other books by Teresa, I would say that at Kitchen we have the worst thickness of lines, and it's not good when you color food or when you color flowers, so I always struggle. Good thing that I had markers in pale yellow, pastel orange, pink colors, which really helped me here, at least on the cream, on the ice cream. I decided that I need to get rid of the black lines. Poor picture with snowman, which I wanted to do. Well, maybe I will do it in January. It's lovely, but honestly, I didn't know how I want to color curtains. In all my pictures with similar design by Teresa Goodrich, I always do color of the curtains, it's like black cherry or wine red. And this time I almost started it, but then I decided that no, you won't repeat the same color again for curtains, and I didn't have any other ideas. So because of the lack of the creative ideas, I decided to postpone doing this page. Unfortunately, I didn't color all Christmas pictures from Teresa books which I planned to. The only other Christmas page which I did in Christmas charm, it was the toy village. I already colored several shops in this book, so I tried to invent new color combo for the bricks. On the previous pictures, my bricks, they had dark reddish brown color, so for this one I decided to go for the cold gray. I think that it added nice touch to the wintry composition. I added a lot of white paint everywhere to show that we have snow everywhere. And of course I tried to attract all the attention to the shop window, to the window shop. That's why I used this very warm orange yellow for the background. I think that it worked perfectly well. What else I can say? It's lovely, it's easy, but it's really sad that I didn't have time to do other pictures in this book, and now it will go on the shelf and it will wait until the next year. In November I started to color in this grayscale book. You know that grayscale is not my thing, but surprisingly in Mice Before Christmas I enjoyed every second of coloring grayscale, and I discovered that many of my pencils actually work very well on grayscale. Maybe that's because paper is really good. Two first pictures I did in November with budget pencils like Arteza, like Sucolor, so I decided to continue on December project, but I was confused when I started to search for real red colors, and the best red color combo I found in Derwent Color Softs. this very rich, very deep red colors from lighter to dark colors. Derwent Color Softs, that's my best choice. I think that I need to purchase them open stock. Surprise, surprise. So red colors, it's a big new love. And they worked well on this paper also. The rest I did with color pencils, with Arctics, just randomly selecting them. I divided those Christmas stockings into green, blue, so I tried to limit amount of colors for the stockings, so the whole attention will go to the so nicely dressed mouse. And the most of all, I love the tail decorated with tiny bells. Such a lovely treat. Well, it's a big discovery for me how nice it could be to color grayscale pictures. It's said that the rest of the pictures here, they are smaller and they will be more difficult, more complicated to color. Well, if this one would be printed on the full size, on the A4, it would be such a pleasure to do it. But with grayscale, when you start to work on such a small elements, I still find it very challenging. But, well, I am proud of 3 finished pictures. Again, the book goes to the shelf and it will wait until the next Christmas season. Let me adjust my books. And now we go to the crystal vogel. I really wanted this book. I was crazy happy when I got it, but I was intimidated by very detailed designs and I was afraid to start it. In November I did my first couple of pictures and I realized that you don't need to fear coloring here. It's very easy and paper is good, so you can use any pencils. You can also use watercolor, but I prefer pencils. Maybe it's more time consuming, but I think that the result is a little bit more controlled. Because of the very big amount of details, in December I managed to do only 1 page. But I love it. I absolutely love it how I did everything here. Starting from different colors on the bark and doors to attract more attention to the doors and windows. Then very nice industrial background to create good contrast to the Christmas tree. It's a pity that I thought a little bit late about more intense halos around candles, but white pencil helped me to add at least a little bit of light around the flame. My favorite moment when I do such pictures is when I sprinkle white picture on the page which I did with pencils. It adds immediate winter spirit to everything. It helps to mask some imperfections. Sometimes it's challenging for me to find colors for their clothes. I think that it won't be very good if I do all of them very colorful, so you can see that again I try to limit amount of colors. But for the characters which are on the front here, I decided that I can do them a little bit more colorful. And the main reason why I love pictures by Crystal Vogel is because they are full of some small humorous details, like the face of the snowman or this lovely bird and those butts of the squirrels. Very lovely details. I think that I can easily continue doing pictures here in January, because again, there are pictures about Christmas, but there are also pictures about other Christmas funs like skating, walking in the wood or other winter things. So I hope that I will do something else here in January, because it's easy, not quick coloring, but well, I enjoy doing it. And why I have this vibe from this book, I intend to use it because I want to have progress here. It's very thick. You can color in it for years, so I think that I need to add at least a couple of pictures in this book. Now, another book which I also use only in December's and where I love to practice with budget pencils. The only pencils which I dislike here is Arctics. Last year I think that I did page with Arctics, and I decided that no, I want to return to my lovely Arteza, maybe sometimes to Colors, but Arteza is my best choice. I also used markers everywhere for the background, and they work quite well on this paper. I did two pictures. This one is my favorite because again I love to color yummy things. When I color them, it's like I am eating them at the same time. Well, you can see that Arteza, they are very vibrant. They have nice colors for the baked goods. I love their brown color palette. I decided that I can use slightly unnatural colors for the pine tree, maybe a little bit more vibrant greens, but here it matched. Again, for the red colors, it was a little bit difficult to find true red, but I think that in the end, this cup with probably with cocoa, it looks really lovely and exactly like I wanted it. Then I did another page. Here, maybe it's a little bit too colorful, especially in this part. I do love how I did the night sky, the garland. I especially love the lava lantern. I decided that it will have those pastel colors inside. For the mouse, well, maybe I had to work a little bit more on the shadows, but I think that two pictures in a row from books by Tatiana Bagema, I was a little bit impatient to finish it, so that's why I would say that this part it looks a little bit incompleted, but this one I do love. And it's really nice to use some other sets apart from Prismacolors and Polychromoses. Nice little town plus Arteza, best color combo for me. When I tried to select which Christmas pictures I want to do this December, I immediately remembered about a lovely book by Eri, Travel Around the World, because it has a very nice picture of German Christmas market. As usual, I wanted to do spread, but well, at least I did the left side. I started it with watercolor. There was moon on the page, so I decided the background have to be like dark sky. I started with very strange blue-violet color, but then I put second layer of indigo and indanthrone, so in the end my mistake, maybe it was even to the better, because now I have interesting gradient from bluish violet on the lighter areas to almost black blue near the garland. So watercolor background. Then I looked at the amount of leaves and I realized that I have no patience to do them with regular pencils, but Derwent Inktense helped me here on these green leaves and on the garland. Yes, when I did them, they lacked precision, they lacked shadows, but I simply switched to regular pencils. I added darker color between leaves. I defined better the shape of these beautiful leaves, and the rest I did with Prismacolors. I tried to make impression of the cathedral highlighted on the outside and from inside. Well, something went well, something, well, maybe looks a little bit messy, but again, when I sprinkled everything with white gouache, it helped to support this winter atmosphere. I decided that page is already very colorful, so all the Christmas stalls, those tiny buildings for the market, I did in one color, but I decorated them with garlands, with bubbles. Lovely page. I'm glad that I have some progress in the book, And I think that in December in January, of course in January, I will try to select something, because I love to work on this paper with ink tents, with watercolor, so maybe it's a good sign for me that I need to continue coloring here. Now we switch to Klara Markova. Sorry guys, my books are falling. So in Klara Markova, I managed to do 2 pictures. Here I have Christmas with Mother. Very challenging page, because you can see by yourself how many details we have here. Sometimes I would say that Klara Markova exaggerates a little bit with the amount of details. I would gladly get rid of the mushrooms here, maybe for other details like, I don't know, all those bees. It's really difficult to start to do color planning. This time I decided that maybe if I do the dark background, dark blue, dark brown, dark gray, it will help me to attract attention to the main characters and to the symbols of Christmas, to the presents, to the cookies. Well, apart from this preliminary color planning, coloring by itself was quite easy. Here I mostly used polychromasis. Apart from color for the carpet, I think that here I used a little bit of Prismacolor, like Mediterranean blue or something like this. And another one, this one was much easier. My biggest question was which color to use for the background. And surprisingly, here I used my set of Star Joy Gold. It's a set where we have a very nice selection of pastel colors and a lack of dark colors. But I needed pastels, so they worked quite well. Similar colors I also had in Arctic's set. And because paper is good, you can also work with budget pencils. But honestly, I was glad when I finally switched to Prismacolors for the dress, for the gingerbread, for all the cookies. Simple, lovely coloring. The book was slightly neglected during the whole autumn, but finally I added 2 more projects here, and both of them I really love. Now, maybe the most challenging picture which I did in December, it's a spread in Symphony of Cute Animals. I don't have the dust cover, but it's Symphony. When I looked at this beautiful composition, maybe it's a fireplace shelf and that's botanical decoration on top of it, I knew that I want to do dark background. First I thought about simple background made with watercolor pencil, maybe in dark brown or dark red color. But then I decided that maybe I need to practice how to do properly bokeh background. In my books, I had several successful attempts with bokeh. Sometimes my bokeh look not very good, more like holes. So I decided that I need to practice. And I decided that maybe I can try using Arctic's pencils. On the good side, it really helped me to save Prismacolors, because on such a spread I would spend all my brown Prismacolors. On the bad side, Arctic's, they were not bad, but, well, they behaved different from Prismacolors. They felt more waxy, there was a white waxy feeling and pencil strokes were more visible. In the end, I even tried to smooth this background and pencil strokes to cover texture using colorless alcohol blender on top. So maybe it doesn't look perfect, but I think that I learned some nice tricks how to do this bokeh background. And apart from the huge amount of time which I spent on the background, I enjoyed it. The garland and all the things here I colored probably like 5 times easier and quicker comparing to that background. I'm glad that I stayed in limited color palette. It's mostly Prismacolors. Only for the some leaves and pine tree branches I added juniper green and earth green from polychroma sets, because there I prefer their greens. And I do love that I did this red candle, not by itself, but because it helps to attract attention to the reindeer. I was afraid that it would be lost, but thanks to the this very vibrant element next to the deer, I think that this area looks really nice. Well, I am proud of myself. I was really afraid to press very hard with Artix because I already have finished picture here. But, well, I think that maybe for the next pictures I will try to stay only with Prismacolors. Artix were helpful, but in order to get quicker pictures, maybe it's better to color with Prismacolors. And the final page, my favorite for December, it's Nelko Neko. Traditional Christmas pictures with a lot of Christmas decorations, with a lot of presents, with Christmas cats. Everything apart from the tree I did with Prismacolors. On the tree I added also polychromases. In the beginning I was again a little bit intimidated, but then I divided it like 2 small parts. Do the fireplace, do the floor, then do the Christmas tree. Next step, I decorated Christmas tree. Again, it was a really good study for myself how to do shiny Christmas bubbles, because previously on my first Christmas pictures, which I did 4 or 5 years ago, they looked more like soap bubbles. Now I think that they look more realistic, more shiny, with more highlights on them, so I really love. I also tried to think about all the reflections. Everything is highlighted by warm yellow light. It's even reflecting on the blue glass objects, on the light nightgowns of the cats. So I tried to think about all the colors, about all shadows, all highlights, and I'm proud of this work. It's when you have good paper, it's very easy to work on the big page with pencils only. Yes, I do love to work on this paper with Inktense, but I decided that this one I can do with pencils. So that definitely goes into my top list of finished pictures of this year, and definitely top of my finished Christmas projects. I hope that you also love it, because it has everything we love about Christmas. Very festive, very warm atmosphere. Well, I thank you for watching. I thank you for watching all my videos through the year. I thank you for your support. I hope again that you had nice holidays, and let's hope that January will be peaceful and that we can color and we can do some nice winter pictures. I will see you very soon.